Hey, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the world of mental health internships,
Oh, interesting.
but not just from the intern side.
Yeah.
We're flipping the script a little bit.
Okay.
We've got some awesome material from Dr. Russ Curtis.
Yeah.
He's a licensed counselor and professor who made this YouTube video.
Cool.
And it's all about these kind of surprising benefits of hosting interns.
Mm.
And not just, for the intern themselves,
Yeah.
but like for the whole mental health world.
For the whole ecosystem.
Exactly. Like, have you ever thought about how just bringing in new energy
Oh,
can
yeah.
totally shake things up?
It's huge.
Yeah, we're going to find out how.
I'm excited.
So, Dr. Curtis,
Yeah.
he's really the perfect person to break all this down for us.
For sure.
He's not just, talking theory here.
Yeah.
He's drawing on years of experience working with interns
Mm.
and seeing how this all plays out firsthand.
Yeah, that's so valuable.
He's even backing up his observations with research, like a study from 2012.
Yeah.
And get this, he actually compares this whole internship model to what we see in other fields,
Okay, like what?
like engineering, medicine, even art.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because you see that all the time, like
Right.
these skilled people working under someone with tons more experience.
Exactly.
And it makes them so much more efficient.
Yeah. So like engineers overseeing construction.
Yeah.
Or doctors guiding residents in hospitals.
Yeah. Or even a master artist working with apprentices.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, bringing all those levels of expertise together to
yeah.
get that one goal done.
Totally. And so one of the most obvious benefits
Right.
that Dr. Curtis highlights is just a straight up increase in the quantity of services.
Oh, yeah, just like more hands on deck.
Yeah, like adding a whole extra set of hands.
Right.
And they're all ready to learn and contribute.
Yeah, and think about what those extra hands could actually do.
Oh, yeah.
Like more groups,
Okay.
guidance lessons.
Right.
Even stuff like case management,
Mm.
coordinating care and resources for clients.
Yeah,
And that frees up the other staff to focus on different things.
totally. It's not just working harder, it's working smarter.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a force multiplier.
I like that.
And I thought it was really interesting how he talked about how interns can actually make the quality of services better too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not just more of them,
Right.
but better.
Yeah, because when the interns handle some of those tasks,
Yeah.
the rest of the staff can really give their full attention to each client.
Right. And so everyone wins.
Absolutely.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Dr. Curtis points out that these interns are coming straight from school.
Yeah.
So they have all the latest research and approaches.
That's a great point. Like, imagine an intern coming in with all this knowledge
Yeah.
about the newest mindfulness stuff
Right.
or the latest trauma-informed approaches.
Which have had such a great result.
Exactly. So they're bringing in all these new techniques.
Yeah, it's like constantly raising the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's win-win. The interns get experience.
Right.
Agencies get new ideas,
Yeah.
and ultimately the whole system gets stronger.
I love that. Okay, but we got to talk about the big one here.
Oh, yeah.
Staff burnout.
Right.
It's such a
There's
problem.
a huge problem.
But Dr. Curtis seems pretty hopeful about the impact interns can have.
Oh, totally. Like, just having more people to help with those heavy caseloads,
Yeah.
it just naturally takes some of the pressure off.
And it's not even just about the workload, right? Dr. Curtis talked about how their enthusiasm can be contagious.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a breath of fresh air for everyone.
Totally. It's like they remind us why we got into this field in the first place.
Yeah, which honestly,
Yeah.
we could all use a reminder of sometimes.
For sure.
He even shared a story about how his intern's energy
Oh, really?
and new ideas just totally changed his team's whole outlook.
Wow, that's powerful.
I know.
And, thinking practically,
Yeah.
think about the financial side of things.
All right.
Using interns can actually save agencies a lot of money.
Especially with all the staffing shortages.
Exactly.
It's like a way to meet that huge need for mental health services
Yeah.
without having to hire a ton more full-time people.
It's so smart.
I know. I was actually kind of curious about that, though,
Oh, yeah.
because supervising interns,
Yeah,
it takes time and effort.
definitely.
But Dr. Curtis actually says that in the long run,
Yeah.
it can save time
Okay.
because the more experienced staff can focus on the really complex stuff.
The stuff that needs their level of expertise.
Exactly.
So it's all about using everyone's skills in the best way.
Right, like work smarter, not harder,
Exactly.
but for a whole agency.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the need for mental health services is just,
Through the roof these days.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So this is such a practical solution
Yeah.
to help bridge that gap
Totally.
between the need for services and the people to provide them.
Exactly.
It's really brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
And, that brings us to another important thing Dr. Curtis brought up, the
Wow.
financial side.
Right, because mental health services,
They're so underfunded.
yeah, it's like they're constantly being asked to do more
With less.
with less. Yeah.
All the time.
And that's where bringing in interns can be a game changer.
Right.
It's like a way to expand those services without breaking the bank.
Yeah, like a pressure valve.
Totally.
Yeah.
But before we get too focused on the benefits for the agencies,
Right.
Dr. Curtis also has some really good advice for the interns themselves.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He really emphasized that first observation period, when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
He said it's so important for interns to just really immerse themselves
Right.
in the agency culture.
Right.
Like listen and learn from the experienced people there
Yeah.
before trying to, come in and change everything.
It's like respecting the ecosystem you're walking into.
Exactly. Bring your fresh ideas,
Yeah.
but do it humbly.
I love that.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Learn from the people who've been there.
Dr. Curtis even jokes
Does he?
that interns will have plenty of time to revolutionize the field
Right.
once they're fully licensed.
Of course.
But for now, it's all about soaking up all that knowledge and experience.
That makes a lot of sense.
I know, right?
And that humility thing?
Yeah.
Being willing to learn from the people who came before you,
Right.
that's so crucial for growth.
Totally, both personally and professionally.
Absolutely.
It really makes you think that maybe that mindset shift is one of the biggest benefits for the interns themselves.
It could be.
Right.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening
Yeah.
who might be thinking about hosting interns,
Okay.
whether you're a clinician or a part of an agency,
Right.
Dr. Curtis makes a really strong argument for at least considering it.
For sure.
And I love how he points out that it's not just about filling gaps in service.
Right.
It's about creating this whole learning environment
Yeah.
that benefits everyone.
Totally.
The interns,
Yep.
the agency,
Uh-huh.
and in the end, the people who need help get better care.
It's that ripple effect.
Exactly.
It keeps growing.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot.
Yeah.
How hosting interns can increase the quantity and quality of services,
That's right.
reduce burnout,
Yep.
even save agencies money,
Oh, true.
plus all the amazing learning opportunities for the interns themselves.
It's incredible. And
Yeah.
what's so interesting is that this model,
Yeah.
this idea of bringing in less experienced people
Okay.
who work with the experts,
Right.
it's not just for mental health.
That's true.
We see it everywhere.
Yeah, like in medicine,
Yeah.
education, the arts.
Even the trades.
Exactly.
So it makes you wonder,
Hmm.
could we use the same model in other fields
Oh, that's interesting.
that are facing those same challenges?
Yeah.
Like burnout,
Okay.
limited resources, not enough staff.
So like education,
Mm-hmm.
social work.
Even healthcare in general.
Wow.
What do you think?
That's a really thought-provoking question.
Right.
It makes you think about all the possibilities
For mentorship
Yeah.
and sharing what we know.
in all these different fields
Exactly. And maybe
Yeah.
maybe someone listening will be inspired.
to make that change happen.
Right.
That's a great thought.
Yeah.
It really does feel like a bigger conversation, you know,
About mentorship.
Yeah.
And just sharing knowledge.
passing it on,
Yeah.
especially in mental health.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a complex field.
Right.
And it's always changing.
And growing
So creating that culture of mentorship, it's
Yeah.
so important.
to make sure people are getting the best care.
Exactly.
Not just now, but like down the road too.
Yeah, it's like building a legacy.
Right. Exactly.
Passing on what we know to the next generation.
And maybe
Yeah.
some of these interns will come up with even better ways to do things.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
I know. That's what's so exciting
Love
about it.
Yeah.
So one last thing before we wrap up. We've talked about all the benefits,
Uh-huh.
but what about the downsides?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Are there any?
Well, no system's perfect, right?
True.
So yeah, there are some challenges.
Like what?
Well, like supervising interns properly,
Yeah,
it takes real time and effort.
I can see that.
You can't just bring them in and let them figure it out.
Right. They need guidance
For sure.
and support
Exactly.
to make sure they're actually learning.
In that the agency is benefiting too.
Right. It's got to be good for everyone.
It does. And let's be honest,
Yeah.
not every intern is going to be amazing.
True.
There will be times when it's harder,
Yeah.
when you might wonder if it's worth it.
I can see that happening.
But I think that's where that idea of finding joy in the process comes in.
Oh, right. Like Dr. Curtis was saying,
Yeah,
how his intern's enthusiasm helped him reconnect with his own passion.
exactly. And I think that's so important to remember.
Yeah.
There will be tough times,
For sure.
but there's also huge potential for growth
For everyone.
for both the intern and the mentor.
It goes both ways.
It really does.
So if you're thinking about hosting an intern,
Mm.
but you're not sure,
Yeah.
I think the message is just go for it.
I agree.
Embrace those challenges.
Yeah.
Celebrate the wins.
And you might surprise yourself.
Right.
You might find yourself feeling totally re-energized by the whole thing.
Exactly. Well, that's about all the time we have for today.
Wow, that went fast.
I know, right? Feels like we just started.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you for joining us for this deep dive
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
into the world of mental health internships.
It's been a great conversation.
We hope you learned some interesting things.
And that it gave you a lot to think about.
Until next time.